today's video. Basically, I'm about to explain to y'all how to do a universe mode in Wrestling Empire. Now, they have the booking, but it is pretty different. It's more like a GM mode than a universe mode. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, subscribe. We're on the road to 1K. We about to hit 600 soon. And yeah, let's get into it, man. So first thing, I feel like this is pretty obvious, but pick the roster, bro. Wrestling Empire got a variety of rosters for you to use, and I would recommend using 3 and one of them for call-ups, like how they do for NXT. So one would be for like the people that's trying to work to get to the main roster, and then the other 2 as like main rosters. Especially if you got the editor feature, you could edit the roster names and the championships. You can really do what you want, type, you know what I mean? So there's really no excuse for that. Number 2 is to pick your stars. Obviously, you need a roster. You need people on the roster, you know what I mean? So go ahead and get your superstars, legends, cause, current superstars, whatever, bro. Like UFC, it literally doesn't matter. This game, you can do anything. Like really do anything with this game. Make sure you explore your options with those, you know what I mean? You really got a huge variety with celebrities and UFC stars, WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA. Like, just go all out. Go all out, really. Decide if you want to do like a mix of all of those or do one specifically, you know what I mean? Also, a big obvious one, this must be done in exhibition. This obviously must be done in exhibition because you can only really have one roster on booking mode. So you kind of just have to be kind of creative with this, you know what I mean? And this brings me to my next point, which is to make a custom calendar. Because again, obviously you're not in booking, so you're not gonna be able to track where you are on the calendar and where you're supposed to be. So you're gonna have to do that yourself. You could really choose how you want to do it, you know what I'm saying? Pick the dates out of which shows you want to do on certain days. You could do how they do it in the game already in booking and be like May week 1, 2022, or you could be, or it could just literally be like May 1st, 2022 to make it easier. I feel like that would make it easier, especially when you're doing championships and you're trying to keep track. It'll be easier to actually count the days. And then lastly is to be creative, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, since you're doing this in exhibition mode, you can't really do anything with the calendar. You have to do your own rivalries and match cards. All this is gonna have to be like in Google Docs. I recommend using Google Docs for everything, honestly, bro. It's the easiest way to keep track of everything until I get like lost and confused. Just track everything along the way, because you're not gonna be able to do it if you're doing everything in exhibition mode, bro. Like if you don't keep track of everything, then everything basically just won't exist by the time the match ends. Like all that, no matter what kind of chaos went down, how much somebody was bleeding. And also, since this is an exhibition mode, if somebody gets injured in the match, or if you just want somebody to be injured, then just write them off, you know what I mean? Like people do this in WWE 2K. When you want to write a superstar off for like an injury or something, just go ahead and do that. Just keep them off, you know what I mean? You don't have to show the roster, you just keep them off TV. You know what I'm saying? This is also why you need to keep track of everything, so you know when they're supposed to come back and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a couple benefits. It's really only a couple, but they play big factors, in which it will make this very fun, honestly. So the first one is obviously, like I said, a draft. You know what I mean? You get superstars. Let's say you got 3 rosters. One of them is filled with call-ups. You know what I mean? Like people who aren't good enough yet. So you just got that roster settled. And then the other 2, you got like 70 superstars, right? 70 superstars that aren't on any roster, either one of the rosters yet. And you do a draft, and half goes to one roster, half goes to the other. And then basically it's just like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's another fun way to do it, you know what I'm saying? Really make it like the universe mode. And then the next one is unification matches. Obviously you can't literally do a unification match, but it could be like, basically it could be like this, alright? Or just a better example, just do the 2 world champions, and then when the match is over, if you're playing, that's how you want to do it, if you're playing, or you could just like, if you want to do this like for YouTube, you could kind of like just cut it up and then just use your own clip of you grabbing both of the belts and holding them up at the end of the match. So you could kind of just do that, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're playing, just get the other belt and then just hold both of them up at the end of the match to signify that. And then basically just like change the color of one of them, you know what I mean? Like don't have a world championship on the other one. That's how you could do that. And then and then for whoever wins on whatever brand, you could just change the color of the title at least to make it look different, to be like, oh, it's a unification title, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's really all I got for this video, man. It was pretty short, but I mean, it's simple, fun game, and I'm just showing you how you explore your options to benefit you, to make it a little bit like how WWE 2K does it. Because 2K22 this year is not it. It's not it. I ain't gonna lie. Superstar mode is okay, but unless you're doing it as like a call thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like a custom career mode, it's really just there. So yeah, obviously there's no like contract negotiations or backstage segments or anything like that, unfortunately. You can still do promos, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Confrontations, you can still change the arenas and stuff to make it do like a backstage brawl. There's no contract signings, so you can kind of just treat it however you want, really. But yeah, that's besides the point. That's all for today's video. There's a reason why I made this video, honestly, because I might actually make a series like this. Maybe on this channel. I did make a second channel for a call booking, but I might just turn that into me just doing this, honestly. So I might use a second channel for that. I'll let y'all know though, you know what I mean? Because if not, I'll either do it on my own time or just upload on this channel. But that's all I got for today's video, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and I'm out.